Today we are going to talk about the scale and what a dirty little liar this scale is, and why you need to not place your happiness and your idea of success or progress upon the scale. So today I went to the doctor, and going to the doctor means one thing to me usually. It means that I get weighed, because I don't own a scale, and I haven't owned a scale since I think like college, and even then it wasn't mine. So I haven't owned a scale for a very long time, and I try not to get on it because in college it dictated my emotions. And if I was dieting in college and I'd get on that scale, it didn't matter if I lost weight or I gained weight. It was always like, oh yay, I lost a pound, I can reward myself with a cupcake, or oh boo, I lost a pound or I gained a pound, I can go pout with a cupcake. So like back then I learned that the scale influenced me negatively. Even if I lost weight, I would still give myself a reward that was food-based. So I got rid of it a long time ago. And this year, as I have been coaching other women, I have told them not to focus on the scale, and that's something I repeat because I know with my body and my progress, when I see photos, that's the only time I can see progress. And when I started all of this, I actually did not take measurements. The only measurements I took were my hips, because I didn't think I'd see any change in my first 21 days of the challenge. So I took photos, I did weigh myself to start, and I just took hip measurements, because I didn't think anything would change. And you guys, as that 3 weeks went along, I weighed myself. I think I weighed myself every week. But that's not what shocked me. The photos, every week I was like, oh my goodness gracious, I cannot believe that change. So I was weighing myself earlier on in this progress. However, as I coached more and more women, what I found out is that everyone's body is different, and everyone's body is going to respond differently. It doesn't matter what that scale says. And so I really started to stop basing everything on the scale and encourage that in my groups. And something else that happened with this in the last year, with these women, they would come in, and this is an emotional journey. Weight loss, fitness, it is so much more mental and emotional than it is physical. It really is. And I saw this in these women that I'd be helping. And more than anything, when I looked at them, I saw all their potential and all their greatness and all their beauty before. But they couldn't see that. And that became something that I really made a soapbox out of, loving yourself before. Because I know as my body progressed, I couldn't see the changes. And sometimes I was negative, and there was negative self-talk. This was all the way to December. And I remember distinctly a day in November, guys, Ben and I were doing P90X3. And at that time, I was even at that time weight focused, or like measurement focused, or food focused, just like focused on feeling little. Like that was my goal, feeling little. It wasn't to feel strong or healthy. It was like, let's get as skinny as possible, kind of even then. And I knew I had a problem. One day I looked in the mirror during a workout, and I looked in that mirror, and I had on spandex, and I said, ew, I look fat. And it just came out of my mouth. And in that moment, that was my aha moment to like, whoa, you've never looked like this in your life. You've never been this small in your life. You need to change something. And at that time, I knew as a coach what kind of example I wanted to be for women. And I knew, I wanted women to love themselves and all of themselves. And that's where I was struggling. I've always hated the lower part of my body. So like, I always trash talked that at the time. So I knew I had to change. And it started, I'm not kidding you, this sounds crazy, I know, but it started with me telling myself that I loved every part of my body. And anytime I would think negatively about a part of my body, I would honestly have to combat that, and tell myself to shut up and not to say that type of thing. And it sounds nuts, but there is a mental transformation that has to happen for the physical transformation to truly follow. Because otherwise, you're going to be an empty shell forever. You're going to feel empty, and you're going to feel dissatisfied, and you're going to feel ugly, and you're not going to love yourself. And there's no point. There's no point of doing all this work and being so disciplined if in the end you still hate yourself and you still tear yourself apart. So it starts internally. And that's what, I know this sounds crazy, but I want you to tell yourself that you love every piece of yourself. When those negative comments come into your head, or you say them out loud, I want you to stop. You have to stop. You have to love your before to love your after, and I'll say that time and time again. So, I guess back to the doctor today. I went to the doctor. I got on the scale. I didn't even think about it. I just knew like I didn't care what that scale said. And I knew like, whatever, it's going to say what it says. And got on the scale. They told me the number. And I didn't realize it at the time. This is when I was driving home, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have changed so much. So that scale said a huge number, which I'll post the link below so you can go look at it. A big number, in my mind, big, right? It was never, that's not my goal number. That was never my goal number. And I didn't care. I didn't care. I was actually kind of excited to make this post so I could share this with other women and say, stop basing your emotions on the scale. Everything's happening right now, sorry. And that's driving home. It just hit me like all this stuff I've been practicing since that day in November to truly love myself and to truly accept my body as it is and to stop obsessing, but just to love myself and to work out to be healthy and to eat to be healthy and to feel good and to stop obsessing, to stop aiming for perfection. All that I've been practicing mentally on since November, it's happened. It's really happened. And that's so cool. Like it's the most freeing thing ever. It is amazing, and that's what I want you to experience. I want you to experience that and how empowered you will feel and how powerful. Like, I feel powerful and happy with my body, and I don't think I've ever felt like this before. I didn't even realize it until today. So I'm asking you to throw away your scales. I'm asking you to work out to be the best you possible. I'm asking you to eat healthy for your health and for your function of your body and for your systems. And I'm asking you to not obsess over a number. Do not give that scale power over your happiness and power over your emotions. And I know it's hard. Don't give the size of your shorts or the size of your waist that power either, because there's so many different metrics we can use. And that for me has been another thing, the extra small spandex shorts. For a while, like that was my goal, like extra small spandex shorts that I didn't pop out of. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I don't need to be extra small spandex shorts that I'm not popping out of to love myself. I don't, and neither do you. You know, all you need is you just need to find your balance. And you need to figure out how to approach this health and fitness journey with a healthy mind and a positive mind, and to start loving yourself internally, and that change will happen externally, but you have to start by loving yourself, and everything else will fall into place. So I guess that's really all I want to ramble about, but I hope maybe it resonated with some of you. I'll post all my photos and the posts and all that stuff below so you can check it out, but ladies and men, just begin to tell yourself that you love yourself for everything that you are. And it might be a lie in the beginning. It was for me. I did not believe it. But slowly, it's going to change. And before you know it, hopefully someday you step on a scale at the doctor's office and you celebrate. Because that's what I'm doing today. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.